Video I'm going to be talking about communication networks and more specifically the process of eavesdropping through squirrels and blue jays. And this topic was a little confusing to me when we first learned about it in lecture because I didn't really understand how the squirrels were eavesdropping. But now that I better understand this, I'm going to explain it to y'all. So just a little background info. We know squirrels collect and store nuts as food for the winter months when the food supply is scarce, and they typically bury these nuts in the ground throughout the day in different sporadic places. However, a portion of these stored nuts are often stolen or lost to other animals nearby. And one of these main animals that take the nuts are blue jays, and blue jays have a variety of distinctive calls and also form flocks in the fall season when squirrels are busy caching away their nuts for the winter. And these blue jays are able to observe the squirrels storing nuts throughout the day, so when the squirrels are gone, blue jays will often swoop in and take the nuts. And since the blue jay has a very distinctive call, this prompted researchers to wonder if squirrels were eavesdropping on the blue jays and to ask how blue jay calls influence the squirrels' caching behavior. So for this experiment, as we talked about in class, food patches were constructed with unshelled hazelnuts that could be stored, as well as shelled hazelnuts that could not be stored and had to be eaten right away. These were spread through pea gravel, which I have a picture of in the corner. And in these food patches, they conducted sound treatments. A blue jay call played 25 meters away, which was considered nearby, and blue jay calls that were played 125 meters away, which was a lot further. And then the control was the northern cardinal call, played at both 25 meters and 125 meters away. And so the sound treatment was used to see if the squirrels were eavesdropping on the blue jays, so how the blue jay sounds being further or nearby affected the squirrels' caching behavior. So if they heard these sounds, were they less likely to take more nuts or more likely to take more? So based on the results of the experiment, a graph of the giving up density, or how many nuts the squirrels left behind, was created. And as you can see, under the control group of the northern cardinal, and when the blue jays were further away, they left behind a little over 5 nuts, which is about 2 less than the nuts that were left behind when the blue jay sounds were near, which was a little over 7. So from this, we can conclude that squirrels do eavesdrop to reduce their future value of food under the perceived presence of the blue jay as a threat to their food source. So we said that blue jay calls nearby prompted the squirrels to leave more nuts behind, and blue jay calls played further away allowed the squirrels to take more nuts because they did not perceive the sounds as much of a threat. And from this, we can also say that the squirrels did eavesdrop because the blue jay sounds did influence the squirrel's caching behavior. And so through eavesdropping, the squirrels are able to assess the risk of the area they are in and alter their caching behavior to reduce the likelihood of their stash being stolen.